What if I told you it's your fault that you're ugly? Me personally, I don't think anyone is born ugly. I think every person on this planet has the potential to look better and look good. I'm also not a super picky guy, so take that with a grain of salt. But you know what? Most people aren't that picky either. And you want some evidence of this? Look at the people your friends are dating. Look at who you're dating. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to get too personal, but like, okay, we'll stick with friends. You know, look at the people your friends lose their mind over. You get what I'm saying. You have potential to look good, or you have potential to look even better than you already do. And I'm so sick of people saying, oh, but looks aren't everything. Looks are literally fucking everything, okay? Whether you want to admit it or not, that is just a fact. That is the truth. Looks matter. It's an everywhere in the world phenomenon, in all aspects of life phenomenon. Like, I'm talking pretty privilege is real, and you should be chasing after pretty privilege. Like, for example, obviously, you know, I do social media and OnlyFans. So duh, my face might matter a little bit. And people are gonna be like, well, yeah, because you do that. So obviously it matters that way. But me, I'm a bank teller. I don't need to look good. Yes, you fucking do, okay? You know, even in the job market, the regular job market, I know. People employing other people, they literally care about your appearance. Why do you think whenever you go to an interview, they tell you to dress a certain way? Because your appearance matters. Dressing like that is gonna help cover up some other things that are lacking, okay? There's a reason why if you're ever in a big city like LA, Miami, New York, you realize a lot of the workers to regular ass jobs still are fine as fuck. People hire you based on your appearance. People do everything in life based on your appearance. I go to the club all the time. Do you know how many drinks I bought for myself personally in my entire life? Probably less than 10. And I don't just go to gay clubs. Do you know how many things people get for free on the regular simply because of how they look? And you could be getting this too, okay? It's not that hard to achieve. I used to be an ugly duckling, and I'm not gonna suck my own dick right now, but I enjoy the way I look, and I know a lot of people do too. So, you know, say whatever you want. Your comment's not gonna affect me. But what I will say is that back then, I know that I looked crazy. I felt that I looked crazy, and I wasn't doing anything to change it, which is where my first mistake was. So once you've identified the problem, you are unsatisfied with the way you look, these are the ways we can go about fixing that. Okay, so my number one tip for everyone, this goes for men and women, but I'm sure it's mostly men watching this, is going to the fucking gym. Going to the gym will change so much about you that you don't even understand. Like, you don't understand until you go to the gym. There is a reason there's so many cringy gym influencers that are always posting about gym is life, gym is therapy, gym helped me through everything. No. It's not therapy. Gym made them look good, and now they are receiving the attention they didn't receive for years. And that is the quote unquote therapy, dopamine, that they're getting sent to their brain from being acknowledged for once in life, okay? Going to the gym does so many things. One, obviously, changes your body. And your body is something you can almost always change. Yes, there's like 1% of people that might have a health problem where they genuinely can't change the way they look. I don't even want to make this comparison because it's really fucked up. But if you guys know HRH Collection, that crazy ass bitch that says stuff on YouTube, she's like, I don't believe anyone can't control the way their body looks. Because she said, look at the Holocaust. No one in the Holocaust was fat. So like at the end of the day, there is, which again, like that's horrible. But I'm saying like there's very limited excuses for why you would look a way that you do. You know what I mean? But I don't have any health problems that affect my weight, so I'm not gonna, you know, speak for others. But I do know hyper and hypothyroidism run in my family, and you can change it if you want. And not only does going to the gym fix your body, it can also change your entire face. Like, for example, look at this comment I got on my other YouTube video. They're talking about what's your body fat percentage because your jawline looks, you know. If you look at my older YouTube videos where my face looks like this, it's literally a circle. Sure, I might have been a kid, but regardless, there's no way to evenly distribute the fat loss from working out. So whenever you start exercising on the regular, you're not gonna just lose fat in these places you're working out, like your arms, your back, whatever. You're going to lose it in your face too. Whenever you lose fat in your face, you are going to be more chiseled. Your face is going to look better. And that's something we're not working out. I'm tired of bitches going out here chewing some stupid fucking gum, trying to make their jaw sharper, or putting on tape, do that for like better sleep. But if you think putting on a piece of tape is going to make your jaw look better whenever you are 50 pounds overweight, it's not. Maybe I should try it now though, see what it would do now. But I know back then, whenever I was a kid, I was chunky as hell, looking up jaw exercises. I was literally sitting in my bedroom at night like, So fucking embarrassing, wasting my time. Go do 10 push-ups. Sorry, I had like a coffee, so I'm a little hyper right now. Another thing about going to the gym is it will boost your confidence. Not just because you have a better body and better face after, consistently going, but just going to the gym, I feel like is a nerve-wracking experience. So, me personally, for the first 3 months I was in the gym, I didn't go to the bench press once or go to any free weights once. I was too afraid, I was too embarrassed. I just stuck to all the regular machines where you basically just sit down. It's very easy to maneuver, so I wouldn't have to worry about looking weird or being judged, even though I was at Planet Fitness. Bitch, everyone in there should be judged. Which, by the way, no one at the gym is judging you, okay? The only people getting judged at the gym are those group of high school students working out 10 people on one machine. Those are the only times I've seen someone actually get judged. So whenever you go to the gym, just don't be worried. But I know that my word's not gonna do it for you. I'm just here to tell you right now. Once you get the confidence to go into the gym, like now, when I walk into the gym, I'm not shaking my boots. It is a mental thing. You will literally become a more confident person. This is another challenge you will overcome. And guess what? Confidence is another thing you need in order to look better, which brings me into my second piece of advice on how to obtain pretty privilege is you need to be confident. Because I'll tell you one thing right now, you can look good, you can look good, but if you're not confident, it will display. And it will make you look uglier or less attractive. I swear to God, I will think someone looks so good, and then they start cutting down themselves. Ugh, I look so ugly. Ugh, my face is so fat. Or this is like this and this. Why are you giving me material to work with? Because I wasn't thinking any of this about you until you pointed it out yourself. Okay, if you're insecure, keep that to yourself. No one wants to hear you talk about how you were unsatisfied with this and this and this about yourself. If you start talking about that stuff, do you know what people are gonna do? They're gonna do one of two things: give you a fake compliment, or two, give you advice on how to fix it. And then you're gonna have to really gag, because if you weren't actually insecure about that and you were just fishing for number one, now you got number two, and now you're actually gonna be number one. Confidence is key. That's the reason why you always see these monstrous looking men with these beautiful celebrity women. And it's because all they did was just go up to that girl and talk to her as if she was on the same playing field as them. And they are, at the end of the day, a face is just a face, especially if you're if you got money. But because you can be gorgeous as fuck, but no one's gonna buy you drinks at the club if you don't tell that ugly motherfucker talking to you, hey, it costs one Long Island, okay? You gotta say what you want with some confidence. Next piece of advice is your fucking haircut, okay? Now this one, this had me gagged for years. I literally never knew what to do with my hair. I tried so many different hairstyles, and I would say I didn't fully have a nice set of hair until I was already 18 out of high school. And that's part of the process. We all need to figure out what hairstyle works best for us. But don't give up, okay? I noticed a lot of gay men specifically, they get this weird haircut where they keep it real long on top and then get a zero on the sides. Whenever I see someone with that haircut, I'm immediately that's a We need to figure out a haircut that works for our face shape. So what you can do is figure out your face shape. Once you figure out your face shape, search on Google or ChatGPT what hairstyles work best with my face shape. For example, I have a heart-shaped head. Now I'm gonna Google best haircuts for a heart-shaped head. But crazy looking hair will always make you look worse, and especially if you don't keep up with your hair. Okay, because you know what? We have to make sacrifices sometimes. You see this shit? I just got my hair faded a day ago. I don't know how good my camera quality is, but my 5 o'clock shadow is right back, and they just, used a straight edge razor on me. Hair grows back fast. I need to get this done again next week. I'm not gonna sit here and wait a month for my hair to fully grow in and then I look like a caveman. Okay, that's crazy. And if you can't afford to keep up with the haircuts that much, maybe find a hairstyle where you don't need a weekly haircut. I could grow out my sides, grow out a full flowy thing, and that could look good too. That's just not what I want, at least not right now. But you could do that as well. Figure out something that you can always maintain. Your hair is literally the most important part of you whenever it comes to your appearance, okay? Because that will really make or break. You could be built real well, but if you have that long ass piece of hair on top with the bald sides, crazy looking. And my next piece of advice is experimenting with facial hair, if you can. Because I know not everyone can grow facial hair, so that's another thing. If you can grow facial hair, but not a full beard and it's patchy here and here, stop growing out your facial hair, okay? Shave it all off or do the goatee mustache combo I got going on. Work with what you got. I've tried all kinds of different facial hair combinations, okay? I have the full beard, the basically 5 o'clock shadow beard. I have no facial hair, I have just the goatee, I have what I have right now. As you can see, I look completely different in all of these, and whichever one you like the most is up for debate. But you know, you need to do the same trial on yourself. Figure out what you look the best with, or what you feel most confident in. And my last piece of advice is find your style. Because just like your haircut, what you're wearing will also tell a story. I'm just wearing a silly wife beater right now, but I don't go to the coffee shop in a wife beater, okay? I like to carry myself like I care about myself. I feel like a lot of people in America prioritize comfort and they just want to go everywhere in athleisure. If that's you, do that. But just know, I don't gotta say anything. You know, they're gonna start typing, oh, I just want to be comfortable. I do this all day and I do this all day, so I want to be comfortable. Be comfortable. Continue looking comfortable. Y'all act like wearing a pair of jeans is like, oh, jeans, they hurt, they have thorns in them. Like, grow up. It's really not that uncomfortable. Like, seriously, if they're not comfortable, buy a looser pair. That's why everyone's wearing baggy clothes. Y'all think it's just for fashion. They're doing it because a pair of baggy jeans feels the same as a pair of sweatpants. But yeah, not all styles work for everyone. So make sure you're not just copying someone else's flow. I remember I was doing that at first because I was watching all these men's fashion advice videos whenever I was in high school. And you know, a lot of those type of videos tend to give you a business casual, preppy style. So I had some experimenting to do with my fashion. I don't know if I can find images to give you for reference, but like, if I can, I was looking like this. And that's just not how I dress now. But you know, you need to find your own style. That's clearly not me, and I look like a lesbian. Find out what works for you. There's all kinds of different styles. I'm not gonna get into it in this video. I'll do this in another video, but that's just my next piece of advice. That's it for this video, okay? These are some ways you can get your pretty privilege rolling. I'm gonna make more videos elaborating on each of these topics to give you guys further advice, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe, turn my notifications on. I'm also gonna start going live here because every time I go live on TikTok, I get banned and my account is this close to being banned itself. So notifications on for lives and upcoming videos. Check out my social media, links to everything are down below. I have a Depop out with 10 new listings, bringing me to like 148 listings. If you're looking to buy any luxury or non-luxury items, they're all listed down below on the Depop. And subscribe to my fucking OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. All right, y'all, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.